Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this fertility yoga video, we are going to use movement and breath to work on grounding down any stress and anxiety our fertility journey might be causing us, as well as really stretching into the hips to encourage a good amount of blood flow into that region. The more we stretch into our hips and everything, the more we're encouraging blood to flow into our womb space, which is good. It helps the lining of your uterus thicken, and all good things for fertility. So let's get on the mat. We are going to begin this practice in child's pose. So just take your knees as wide as the mat. You can always prop like a pillow or a cushion of some kind under your seat if that's more comfortable. And just allow your torso to melt into the mat, forehead resting beneath you. I'm taking my elbows as wide as the mat and my arms into a diamond shape above my head. And just begin to tune into the breath. Notice its qualities. Lengthen the inhale and exhale, breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale into your front body, into your back body, getting wider side to side. Exhale, draw your navel in towards your spine, pressing all the air back out through the nose. Again, inhale all the way into your lower belly. Think about sending your breath all the way into your womb. Exhale, let go out the mouth, releasing any stress or tension that this fertility journey you're on might be causing you. I'm sure you've all been told that the best thing you can do for your fertility is to try not to stress. And that's so much easier said than done. But I thank you guys so much for being here. You're really in the right place. I'm going to do what I can for you. One more deep breath in. Exhale out the mouth. Good. Press up into all fours. We're just going to do some fluid movements. Take some circles in our tabletop here. So take a big inhale, kind of sending your weight a little forward over your hands. Exhale, circle back and around one way or the other. Then inhale as you come back around the other side. Exhale, sending your weight back, circling around. Inhale as you go forward. We'll do a couple more this way. Pausing at the top, wriggle side to side. Big inhale, exhale, send your weight the other direction, making circles, going the other way. Really just starting to tap into that fluidity and that femininity that's all associated with our fertility. Not worrying about what you look like, just being and listening to your body, moving intuitively. We'll do one more circle. Good, shake it out. Take any little movements you need. Spread the fingers wide, curl the back toes under, and press up into downward facing dog, sending your tailbone towards the back of the room, keeping the knees generously bent. Think about pressing your chest towards your thighs. Let the head hang. You can pedal out the feet, bending one foot, straightening the other, and switching. Inhale the right leg up and back. Bend the knee, stack the hips. We're going to start stretching into those hips right away. Inhale. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Widen your stance left to right so your feet are hip width apart. Drop onto your back knee. Inhale the arms down, around, and up into a low lunge. You can exhale, press the air away, hands at your hips. And just think about squaring your hips to the front of the mat, like your hip bones on the front here, or 2 headlights shining forward. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, sink a little deeper, really stretching into the front of that right psoas muscle right here. Sorry, left psoas muscle. Bring both hands to the inside of your right foot. Heel toe your right foot so it's on the outside edge of your mat. And then begin to lower down your body. You can stay up on your hands if that feels better for you, or all the way down onto your elbows for lizard pose. Feel free to kind of sway back and forth here, inviting in a little more of that movement and fluidity. Feeling into all of the angles of this hip stretch. Pressing back up onto your hands. Step your right foot back into plank. Then press up to downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Take just a moment. Then inhale the left foot up and back, bending the knee, stacking the hips. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Check and make sure your feet are hip width apart, then drop your back knee. Inhale the arms up into a low lunge. Exhale, press the air away, hands to hips. Making sure your hips are square to the front of the mat. Left knee stacking over left ankle. Really feeling into the front of that right hip. Inhaling deeply. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Soften the muscles of your face. Just allow your body to let go of any stress and tension. Good. Bring both hands to the inside of your left foot. Heel toe your left foot to the outside edge of the mat. And find your variation of lizard. Again, swaying back and forth if you'd like. Any intuitive movements that feel good for you. Pressing back up onto your hands, step your foot back into plank, then press up to downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Inhale the right foot up and back, bend the knee, stack the hips. Really stretch into the outside edge of that right hip. Feel the front stretch. If you're not feeling particularly warm, I ask you to just stay here or stay back in your down dog. But if you'd like, you can step that foot all the way to the ground, straightening that left leg, reaching up and over with the right for Wild Thing. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hand back to the mat, step your foot back over into plank. Zip up the lower abs, draw your navel towards your spine. Big inhale, and exhale. Bring your right knee up towards your right hand for pigeon pose. You can always stack some blankets or a pillow underneath your seat here if that feels better for you. This pose is great for stretching into the hip, but we want to be careful not to put too much pressure on the knee. So make sure you're pointing that right foot underneath you so that your shin can kind of curl under if it needs to. If you're flexing your foot, it puts more pressure on the knee joint. So being mindful of your knee. Just find a comfortable seated position in pigeon, stretching into that right hip, into the front of that left hip as well. Inhale deeply, exhale out the mouth. Good. Plant the hands, curl the back toes under, step your right foot back to plank, then up to downward facing dog. Getting ready for the second side. Inhale the left foot up and back. Bend the knee, stack the hips. And if you did wild thing on the first side, I invite you to go ahead and do it again. I'm against the wall, so I need to scoot over a little bit. Just slowly stepping that left foot back behind you, allowing your left hand to come up, straightening through that right foot. And just enjoying the nice little back bend, side stretch. Good, exhale, bring your hand back over, foot back over to plank. Zipping up the lower abs. For 3, 2, 1, good. Bring your left foot forward, setting up for pigeon. Curling the back toes under. Make sure you're pointing through the left foot. You can stay up here like this, or always feel free to come down onto your elbows in pigeon. Inhale deeply. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Relax the hip. Allow yourself to sink a little deeper. Curling the back toes under, step both feet back into plank. Then rock up to downward facing dog. Shake your head no and yes. Just letting your head be heavy. Slowly start to walk your feet all the way in to your hands, keeping the knees generously bent here if you'd like. Inhale deeply. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slowly begin to roll all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Your head, the last thing up. Good. Roll out the shoulders. We're going to do some intuitive hip circles here just to kind of shake it out. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. You can just take big hip circles like this, kind of switching directions every so often. Or you can have a little fun with it. Just don't try to be a certain way, just listen to your body here. You can roll down, roll back up. You can imagine you're stirring a pot with your tailbone. Nice fluid movements here. And just allow yourself to have fun in this moment. Don't take yourself too seriously. When you're ready, heel toe your feet out so that your heels are on the mat but your toes are hanging off. And we're going to sit back into a yogi squat. So if you have a block or something handy, I like to sit on a block when I'm doing my yogi squats because I have pretty tight hips and that just takes a lot of pressure off of my knee joint. If you can sit all the way down, like go for it, do that. I'm going to slowly start sitting into the squat, placing the block right under my tailbone. Still getting a nice juicy hip stretch here. Bringing hands to heart center, pressing the palms together. I'm gently using my elbow to press into my knees. You can just close your eyes here, drawing your core in, keeping the spine long if you can. Inhale deeply, exhale out the mouth. Bring a smile to your face. Even if you're by yourself and it feels silly, I want everyone to just smile right now as you're sitting in your yogi squat. Good. Release the block or any props you might be using. Then sit all the way back onto your seat. Bring the soles of your feet together into butterfly. Sit tall. If you have tight hips, you can always sit up on a blanket or something here. Kind of prop the back of your seat up. And for my flexible friends, you can always fold forward here and really, really get into that hip stretch. Or you can just stay seated, tall, crown of the head pressing towards the ceiling. Rock back and forth a little if you'd like. Soles of the feet now planting at the top of the mat. Scoot your hips forward. Place your hands on the back of your thighs and slowly start to lower down. We'll just do a quick boat pose here. A strong core is so important for a healthy pregnancy, so why not work on it now? You can always stay here, the core is totally engaged, or you can lift your legs up parallel to the mat. Your arms can also let go of your legs and be parallel to the mat. Or you can just stay down. Imagine there's a string tied to your heart and someone is pulling it towards the sky. It's a lot easier to just round your back, but we don't want that. We want to use our core. So pulling your chest up towards the ceiling. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. Give them a little squeeze. Then roll all the way down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Good. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Release any tension in the lower back. Then hug both knees up towards your chest and grab the pinky toe side of both feet for a happy baby pose. Again, the theme of this class is fluidity and movement in our yoga practice as we stretch into our hips. So rock side to side if you'd like. You can play with the angle that you're bending your leg, kind of move them back and forth. Any final movements here? If you'd like, you can just stretch out both feet for Shavasana, or if you have a wall nearby, I like to scoot my hips towards the wall, and then for legs up the wall, just swing your legs up and around. Flexing the feet and pointing, kind of just settling in to your legs up the wall. And then allow your legs and your feet to relax. You can always put a strap around your ankles so you don't have to hold your feet together. Hands at your sides, palms facing up. And just take a few moments to tune into the breath. And on every inhale, think about sending warmth and love into your womb. And on every exhale, release any emotions that aren't serving you in your journey. Inhale, sending love and warmth into our womb. Exhale, releasing any emotions that aren't serving you. We'll do this for another minute or so. You can always stay here, legs up the wall with me, or just lay flat on the ground in traditional Shavasana. The choice is yours, wherever you'll be more comfortable. But this final resting pose is so important for grounding down any stress we might be feeling, so definitely don't skip it. Just about another 30 seconds here. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and toes, keeping your eyes closed still. If you're in Shavasana, laying flat on the floor, just bend one leg and then the other. And then if your legs are up the wall, you can just roll over to one side or the other into the fetal position. Eyes closed, knees bent. Take a big inhale and exhale. Then keeping your eyes closed, just slowly bring yourself up into a seated position on your mat. Dip the chin. Bring your hands to heart center. Big inhale and exhale. Slowly flicker the eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. I highly encourage you to follow this video up with my short fertility meditation with some positive affirmations for a peaceful fertility journey. If you have a few extra minutes, check that out. But thank you so much. I'm sending you so much love. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you aren't already tracking your cycle, I highly encourage you to check out Natural Cycles. It is an FDA-approved cycle tracking app. Every morning you use a basal body thermometer to take your temperature first thing in the morning before you get out of bed, and using your temps throughout the month, it can tell you exactly what day you ovulated and give you your ideal fertile window for trying to get pregnant. Yeah, I have been using it for 3 months and I have literally learned so much about my body. It is an incredible app, and they offered me a discount code for you guys. So if you want to use the code Jordan for 20% off your first year, or just click the link in the description box and it'll take you right to the deal. You really, especially if you're trying to get pregnant right now, you really won't regret it. It is an amazing tool and I have been so happy with it. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click the little bell that turns on the notifications so you'll get notified whenever I post a new video. But for now, that is it. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys.